interesting facts about famous people.
Western bank robbery movies. From time to time, in westerns, a cowpoke was likely to figure, hard work is for the birds. There's a fat old bank over there, and it's in need of a diet, so let me help out and lighten its load. So here I've stood while wind and rain have set the trees a-sobbin, and risked my life for that box that wasn't worth the robbin. Black Bart, Outlaw. Today, we will take a look at some Western classic bank heist movies. If you enjoy this video, take a peek at my channel for more. The link's in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to share with your friends, especially the younger generation. The more the merrier. Yellow Sky, 1948. In 1867, a gang led by James "Stretch" Dawson robs a bank and flees into the desert. Out of water, the outlaws come upon a ghost town called Yellow Sky and its only residents, a hostile young woman named Mike and her grandpa. The story is a Western adaptation of William Shakespeare's The Tempest. Gregory Peck initially felt he was miscast as a bank robber. During the filming, he broke his ankle in 3 places after falling from his horse. The start of the movie is similar to the Oxbow incident, 1943, where drifters go into a saloon looking at a painting above the bar. A local wino follows the group into the saloon and begs for a drink. Also, both have Harry Morgan in the cast. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Wyoming, early 1900s. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid are the leaders of a band of outlaws. After a train robbery goes wrong, they find themselves on the run with a posse hard on their heels. Trying their hand at bank robbery, their solution, escape to Bolivia. In the first previews, the audience went wild with loud extended laughter, which upset director George Roy Hill, who thought perhaps he had made the film too funny. They laughed at my tragedy, he said, and reworked it to take out some of the bigger laughs. Eyed Jax, 1961. Running from the law after a bank robbery in Mexico, Dad Longworth finds an opportunity to take the stolen gold and leave his partner, Rio, to be captured. Years later, Rio escapes from the prison, where he has been since, and hunts down Dad for revenge. Dad is now a respectable sheriff in California and has been living in fear of Rio's return. Marlon Brando insisted on getting drunk to film a scene in which he was supposed to act drunk, but he got too drunk to act or direct, and so he insisted on repeating the process another day, until he got too drunk to direct or act. The Great Bank Robbery, 1969. A motley group of phony church leaders attempts to rob a bank controlled by brothers in 1880s Texas. At one stage, this was announced as a starring vehicle for Anthony Quinn. In the movie poster, Kim Novak's character is shown wearing panties during her nude horse ride, but in the film, she is totally naked, though strategically covered. Final film of Emil Avery. Three Godfathers, 1948. Fugitive bank robbers Robert, John Wayne, William, Harry Carey Jr., and Pedro Armendariz stand at a desert grave, caring for the newborn infant of the woman they just buried. Will ruin any chance of escape, but they won't go back on their promise to her. They won't abandon little Robert William Pedro. John Wayne was badly sunburned while filming this movie and was briefly hospitalized. When John Wayne is greasing the baby boy, Robert William Pedro, it is evident that the baby boy is actually a baby girl. Shootout, 1971. Clay Lomax, a bank robber, gets out of jail after a 7-year sentence. He is looking for Sam Foley, the man who betrayed him. Foley hires 3 men to keep an eye on him. Things get complicated when Lomax, waiting to receive some money from an ex-lover, gets instead notice of her death and a 7-year-old girl, sometimes very annoying, presumed to be his daughter. When Clay, Gregory Peck, is helping Decky, Dawn Lynn, off her horse at the desert ranch, he calls her Scout, which was the name of Peck's daughter in To Kill a Mockingbird. The Deadly Trackers, 1973. Frank Brand is the leader of a band of bank robbers who have no problem with killing anyone in their way. When their paths cross, Kilpatrick's attempt to negotiate results in the death of his family during the escape. This originally started life as a Samuel Fuller film with Richard Harris and Bo Hopkins. Filming had begun, but Warner Brothers were so unimpressed with the first rushes that they shut down the production and retooled it completely. Cahill US Marshall, 1973. J.D. Cahill is the toughest US Marshal they've got. Just the sound of his name makes bad guys stop in their tracks. So when his 2 young boys wanted to get his attention, they decide to rob a bank. They end up getting more than they bargained for. John Wayne was 65 years old at the time the movie was filmed. He had had a cancerous lung removed in 1964 and was suffering from emphysema in his remaining lung. Wayne was so weakened that he had to use a stepladder to climb onto his horse in the film. In addition to his declining health, news that his friend and mentor, John Ford, was dying of cancer forced the actor to consider his own mortality. After Ford's death in August 1973, Wayne told reporters, "I'm pretty much living on borrowed time." Just to end the video, something about me and the channel. As a long-time Western fan, I am making this channel as a labour of love. It's not my job. I'm not an expert or film critic by anyone's metric. I make these videos as much for myself as for you guys. Thank you for all the positive feedback I have been getting. For those of you who only see the mistakes I make, I apologise. I have no staff or resources other than myself, so mistakes will happen. Just so you know, I'm doing my best. I love to see your comments. I do read them and take what you say, and it does influence what I do. As I often say, let's celebrate the genre and have fun. Let's keep the genre alive. Share with the younger generation. The messages and values in Westerns are needed more today than ever before. A warm welcome to any new viewers. Thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get my new videos. Share with your friends. Drop me your comments. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.